Hi, my name is Dongyi Wu. Yes, I'm quite new for Estonian public. First, I want to say thanks very much for this opportunity, which allows me to talk about my stories and my art here. I really appreciate it. I was born and raised in a small town in China, and now I'm currently living and working in San Antonio, Texas, in United States. I received my bachelor degree at Beijing Institute of Fashion Technology in Beijing, China, and my master degree at Rochester Institute of Technology in Rochester, United States. So basically, I'm a female and Asian artist pursuing my art practice in jewelry, variable art, and visual art fields. Although both my parents are not artists, my childhood was already related to the art world. My mom is an accountant who is not a professional artist, but she loves art very much. When I was a kid, she drew large dimension paintings at home sometimes. I feel that her process of creation was the magic shows for me. Influenced by my mom, I gradually found my way to art. I love to show people my vision, thoughts, and imagination through art, especially visual arts. Before COVID, I worked my pieces at the Studio of Metal program at Southwest School of Art, where I'm teaching. But for now, I'm basically working at home. Fortunately, my home studio has enough space for me to work on my projects. It is not the first time that I set up a home studio. Sometimes my home spaces were pretty small. I even had to work next to the cookware when pieces' dimension became large. But for now, it is much better. I set up a simple equipped studio at home to work on my projects. And I also have space to install several shelves to classify the alternative materials that I have collected. I love to be surrounded by my weird collections, which makes me feel comfy and satisfied. It is not easy to keep working both productively and creatively during the pandemic time, but I still try to push myself hard on creation. Jewelry is special to me. My artworks span across jewelry, body jewelry, objects, and sculptures, but jewelry is the primary medium of my artistic research. What makes me interested in contemporary jewelry is that allows me to explore the relationship among human bodies, artworks, and spaces in between. I want to treat human bodies not as an empty canvas for jewelry to fill in, but as an essential component of jewelry. I believe jewelry is a visual language of human bodies that is delivered to others without real words. The material of the soft chains are mainly fabric and sterling silver. The soft fabric makes the chain lightweight and warm, which is different from the impression we usually have on keychains. Except for fabric, I work with a wide range of materials, such as plastic, rubber, textile, and found objects like toys, rubber bands, cardboard, and even aluminum cans. Every time before I start my project, I do researches to find the material that fit my concept. I explain to my students that each material has its own personalities, which we have to respect and understand. I sometimes feel I'm a film director of my art who always looks for the ideal actors to act my shows. I would not show them to my audience until I found the best actors to bring the performance to life. Depending on the concept, I sometimes need more exploration to reshape and reconstruct the materials. Exploring materials feels like an ever new adventure for me. There are so many possibilities behind the materials. I would love to describe myself as a storyteller who collects interesting ideas on my way of journey. I let free imagination and inspiration guide me in designing objects to wear. I feel that my gift is to transfer those personal experiences and vague feelings into images. The forms and the colors of the images are friends of mine who can help me transform those invisible things into visual arts. So sometimes I also feel that jewelry is another way for me to communicate with the world. So if there is a moment that all the possibilities of the world are open, I think I would put myself as the origin. I would use my eyes, ears, nose, and hands to perceive the world and transfer my experiences into artworks to open an exhibition. I feel the pandemic has influenced our life here. Because of COVID, we cannot travel around as before. I miss the day when people could talk face to face on events and shows, sharing stories and experiences. Social media like Instagram and Zoom meetings have become the vital tool for me to get in touch with the other artists, galleries, and institutions from all over the world. I'm not sure if pandemic will change the art world rapidly, but I believe the art world will be changed. For example, during the pandemic time, we spent much more time on our phones or laptops than before. I think it would gradually change us the way how we think and how we see the world, and definitely which would be represented in artworks by artists. I believe pandemic also bring big challenges for contemporary art jewelry world. Most of our events are used to be locally and offline, such as exhibitions, fairs, markets, and workshops. We do have much more online events for now, but I found they cannot completely replace the offline events. Sometimes you do want to talk with your audience or students face to face. However, I believe the challenges will also bring new opportunities to the contemporary jewelry world.